Today is the 1 year anniversary of the Nintendo Switch, and what better way to celebrate than with another video about Pokemon coming out on Switch. My first day with the system was one of the best days in my recent memory. It was just so exciting to finally have my hands on a Nintendo Switch, and finally be able to play so many new Nintendo franchises that I haven't played before. One of them that I've been super excited for is Pokemon. Now, I already made a video on this topic before, so if you want to check it out, the link is in the iCard. In that video I talked about my personal expectations for the game, as someone who hasn't played a single Pokemon game, nor has ever owned a 3DS, a DS, or a Game Boy. But in this video I want to talk about what is likely to happen with the game, what can we expect, etc. Now, let's start with the big question: will it feature the 8th generation of Pokemon? So, we had the 7th generation since November 2016, and from what I can tell, Pokemon aren't that known for making another generation so quickly after. Then we had a sequel, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, in 2017, so they technically had the two games like they do for most games, but not all. So is it really time for another generation already? Well, it's kind of hard to tell, but we have to remember the system this game is coming out on, the Nintendo Switch, and catching new Pokemon on Nintendo Switch will be a huge incentive for many people to buy it. Think of it this way: 3DS owners who haven't bought a Switch in the first year of the Switch's lifespan probably won't buy it now, because there's just not enough games that you haven't tried before to buy it. But 3DS owners probably like Pokemon and probably have played Pokemon on their console. So now, to play the new Pokemon game and catch all of the new Pokemon they can't do on their platform, they would have to buy the new one. So from a business standpoint, I can definitely see Nintendo doing that, simply to encourage as many people from the 3DS boat to switch over to the Nintendo Switch boat. So yeah, it seems pretty likely that the next Pokemon game will include the 8th generation, and the main counter-argument is that it's a bit too early for that. But that's just all assuming that it will launch in 2018. Which is my next point, exactly when the game will release. Firstly, we have to take a look at the Nintendo Switch release calendar for this year. And well, ports, and Nintendo Labo. Yes, I know there's other games coming out like Yoshi and Kirby Star Allies, but especially for the first part of 2018, definitely seems that Nintendo's aim is to port lots of Wii U games to give it a second life on the Switch. There's so many good games on the Wii U that were never given a fair chance because of them being on a system that didn't really sell well. Now, this can appeal to several people. People who love Nintendo games but didn't buy a Wii U, and so they want to try all of the new games they missed. Wii U owners who want to try and play the games they loved on a Wii U on the go. And that's pretty much it. It probably won't attract people who are outside the Nintendo sphere yet, or people who are still in the 3DS, but because Nintendo is still pushing lots of support for the 3DS. However, they should still release something to keep those sales going, especially after the first year. The Nintendo Switch already sold more units than the Wii U in its entire life. And that is amazing, and Nintendo should definitely keep that going. So, releasing this one huge game that will definitely ensure that more systems are sold, especially in this first half of the year where there's not that many games that are system sellers, that would be a huge boost to the Nintendo Switch sale numbers. Releasing it too late will make probably people less excited for it, and Nintendo will probably miss out on a lot of potential customers, especially in this half of the year, where lots of exciting new games are coming that people won't just be able to experience because they don't Switch yet, while releasing it in this year, and especially in the first half of the year, will make sure that the Switch will continually sell well, with so many games to buy, and then the huge Pokemon for Nintendo Switch to make sure things keep going. My final point is something that's a bit of a split issue for most people, and that is DLC. We have seen Nintendo do a bit of DLC work in the past, but the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild expansion pack was their big, first, proper piece of DLC Nintendo has released, and people liked it. People have praised it for adding so much content for just $20, so it gives us hope that if Nintendo does do some more DLC, that it will be good. Will there be DLC on the new Pokemon game in the first place? And I think it's not very likely. Pokemon seems like such a very sacred franchise to Pokemon fans, and, well, to Nintendo as well. So using DLC would probably be too problematic for them, because it would be probably hard to make DLC that doesn't seem like it's just holding back content from the actual game, especially for something just like Pokemon, because what is that? You can just like slash up and then send up as DLC, like extra Pokemon. Just imagine, there'll be just riots on the streets if they did that. So unless they come up with something new and exciting and done before in Pokemon, or like some huge additional original story or something like that, I don't really see them doing DLC, because it just doesn't seem likely for a game like Pokemon. There isn't enough DLC potential in it, and it probably won't go well with the fans unless it is really, really well made or really, really cheap. But those are just my thoughts on Pokemon for Nintendo Switch. I will hopefully be making a Let's Play out of it on my channel the second it comes out, but that may disturb the flow of Pokemon TCG videos after that, because I've been trying to, like, you know, have them at a steady pace, but that might disturb it. So if you want to support the channel, so at a time the Pokemon TCG openings aren't as hit, and so I can just improve and help this channel grow further. First off, I now have a Patreon, so if you want to support the channel, if you really like it and you want to help me make it even bigger and better and have even more awesome content, then that's the place to go, where you can just help out the channel. The YouTuber planning on buying TubeBuddy, I also have an affiliation link down below, so if you buy it through that link, I also get a small percentage back, which also helps the channel so much. So I'm going to leave you with that. If you enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe, like, whatever, and I'll see you all in whatever I make next. Goodbye everyone. Goodbye.